Welcome and thanks for joining me right here on my channel. The solution is you. I appreciate you for stopping by. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. With that, let me go ahead and get into the subject. Today, I've put together 5 signs that indicate your relationship is trending downwards. Now, today's subject is mostly geared towards our men. However, women can take something away from today's lesson. Now, each of us, I'm sure at some point, desire to be in a long term, healthy relationship. However, there are times where things go wrong and it's time to move forward. And I'm giving you 5 signs that indicate when your relationship is trending downwards. So I'll start with number 5. So, late or unreturned text messages. So, today, in a world of advanced technology, everyone has some type of communication device. And so, with your cell phone, you have the ability to text anyone you want. The text messages are sent within seconds. And so, there's nothing like you sending a text message to the woman that you're with and not receiving a text message within hours. Have any of you experienced this? Where you and your woman, y'all text back and forth at any given time, doesn't matter what time of day it is. So you send a text message, you might ask her how her day is, and she responds back within a few minutes and tells you everything is good. You're telling her what you had to eat, and she's getting back to you, letting you know what y'all are going to eat later on that day. You may have texted her about something crazy that you saw on your way to work. And she's texting you, and y'all are texting back and forth about something that happened. And it may be even a phone call. So, usually you call her and she gets back to you, say, within 30 minutes. At the very least, she's getting back to you, within an hour. So you got a good understanding and a good pattern of you and your girl and how she responds to your efforts to communicate with her. But there's nothing like the feeling of uneasiness when you text your girl and it's been 3 or 4 hours. Usually, that text comes back within 30 minutes or so, but 3 or 4 hours? So maybe when it happens the first or second time, it's not a cause for concern, but if this starts to happen often and it's consistent, now that may be something to worry about. And now I'm talking about someone that you are interested in. I'm not talking about someone who is here and gone within a few days. I'm talking about someone you're looking at having a long-term relationship with. Maybe you've been with them for months or years, and this is something that just started. So it's nothing like you communicating. Think about the person that you're really interested in, the person that you've been with for a long time, and you know their patterns and they know your expectations. And this particular woman, you send her a text, let's say at 10 o'clock in the morning, and she doesn't text you back until about 1 p.m. Don't let this go unchecked. Number 4, refrains from discussing y'all's future or her feelings. So you may have a woman that allows you to express yourself and the way you feel and things that you encounter daily. It may be something from work. So you had a hard day and you come home and you express everything to her about something you experienced with a customer, or just maybe there's some type of child custody issue that you're going through and you're expressing the way you feel about the situation with her, or maybe your woman has been going through some things lately with her emotions, and usually she has no trouble explaining what she's going through. Maybe she's crying at times, or sometimes she may get quiet, but then she opens up after a certain period of time and just pours out her heart to you. If that has been a routine of her opening up and telling you everything about her feelings and making sure that you understand where she is and with her thoughts and things like that, then all of a sudden she totally ignores the way you feel, or maybe she's watching TV while you're trying to discuss something with her about something that happened earlier at the job, but she's tuned into some show that she's normally not tuned into. Usually she'll turn the TV off or turn it down and listen to you. This may be a sign that things are spiraling downwards. And you will want to pick up on this and don't let it get past you. You want to make sure that you engage her and find out what the root cause is. Anytime that you are residing together and you're amongst each other, and especially if you have children, you want to make sure that you communicate. And as the man, you got to be the leader and be able to get to the root cause of the situation, because a lot of times women are looking for you to take the lead and show interest and set the expectations of how things will go going forward. And so if you are passive and you ignore the signs and you give the power to the woman to lead or to guide how things are going within the relationship, then things could definitely get out of hand, and it's just a matter of time before your situation is no longer what you would want it to be. So make sure that you are paying attention to feelings, and make sure you are engaging and having the discussion when it comes to the lack of feelings or affection with your woman. Number 3, when your woman starts to play somber music out loud. So usually, especially these days, when we play our music, we may have our phone and we plug in our earbuds and we listen to whatever tunes that we're interested in. And we do this for different reasons. We may have certain messages and things that are catered just towards ourselves. So in the case of a woman, she may have a certain message that she wants to listen to that she doesn't want you to hear, or she may have a certain zone that she's in and she doesn't want to bother you. So she just wants to maybe fold clothes while she's in her zone and just listen to the music or whatever it is at that moment. But if you are in a situation with your woman and you got her pattern down, and suddenly out of nowhere, she starts playing love music about leaving someone, about getting out of a relationship, about moving forward and doing other things, about leaving you behind, you definitely don't want to ignore this one, because this is a blatant sign that things are going downwards. And if you ignore this, things could only get worse from this point. So this is a situation where you definitely have to sit down and get an understanding of where her focus is, and make sure that you right the ship and just take things slowly, day at a time, and make sure that you understand what to expect going forward. Number two, lack of affection. So each of us enjoy affection and we like to be touched or felt in some sort of way, or we like some type of verbal attention. We like to be told how we're looking, or you like to be caressed or handled a certain way or touched a certain way. All of this is affection, and affection is big in relationships. No matter, as men, or how much you try to downplay it, all of us would like to be touched in some sort of way. But when your woman stops touching you and it's just suddenly and it's consistent, so all of a sudden for a whole week there's no touch, you have to be aware of something could be up. Because when the opposite sexes are together, especially if you're sleeping in the same bed, you're uh, around each other all the time, there's really no other reason why a person would not be touching you, unless you have flu or something like that. But even then, couples still have some sort of contact, just just out of natural response, to make sure that you're well and okay, and make sure that you are don't have a fever, or your fever's not going higher or anything like that. So whenever your woman is not touching you, then you definitely want to find out what the deal is and find out what's up, and you want to get to the bottom of it. And number one of the five signs that indicate your relationship is trending downwards. Now, if you happen to be one of those who have a lot of friends, so you're a guy and you have many guy friends, so you have a homeboy over here and a homeboy over here, and you keep in contact with them and you talk to them often, regardless if you're in a committed relationship, but you just like to keep in contact with your boys. Sometimes they come over and y'all have an excellent time at the house, y'all watching the game or whatever, and your woman's cleaning up. And you and your woman are going through things. Maybe it's some of these signs that I just went over that you're noticing, and you've had a conversation. There's some ups and some downs, like she's giving you mixed feelings. There's some days where things go good, and then there's others where they go bad, and the communication is off. Sometimes she's returning your calls, sometimes she's not. But you're talking to one of your boys on the phone, and let's say it's about 7 p.m. in the evening, and you're talking to him. This one of your boys that you're cool with, but it's not like you're not that close, but you're just cool with. He comes over, watch the game every now and then, and you call him up and you're talking to him, and y'all just talking about just everyday stuff. Maybe something that went down earlier today, and your woman is in the background and she's over there watching movies. It may be time to blow a gasket, and I don't know what to tell you. I thank you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.